Go ahead.
Good morning.
Morning.
And welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living North Metro. I'm Reverend Michael.
I'm Reverend Valerie.
We welcome you here. I said good morning, but maybe good afternoon if you're in the East Coast. So good afternoon. We're experimenting with this live streaming, so have a little patience with us as we make the mistakes that we may make, and we go through this process. We're thankful to Anthony Pritchard. Sorry, Anthony, for setting this all up and making it possible for us to talk to people all over the world, and we're excited about it. So we'll get started with a treatment. If you would, close your eyes and join with me as we center into that infinite and eternal one life. That life that is everywhere present. That life that created the universe and everything within it. That perfect life. That amazingly powerful life. I know that God is, and that's all that there is. God is the source of joy and peace and harmony and freedom, clarity, guidance, creativity, abundance, and prosperity. All this and so much more God is, but I know that God is everything. And so as I recognize that presence of God within me, I recognize that presence of God of those in this room and those that are live streaming with us. There's only one. And I declare this day as a perfect day, a day of grace, guiding us through each moment, bringing to us exactly what we need to hear and exactly what we need to understand, that each one of us is contributing to the one, the whole. And that is a blessing to the planet. I do bless this planet for everything that's going through right now, knowing that something larger than we can understand at this point in time is happening, that there's a divine idea getting ready to express on humanity and bring it forth into a new way of being, into a new way of living. And I embrace this. I embrace my part of it, and I invite each person here to embrace their part. Knowing everything is in order and is revealing the truth that sets us free, I give thanks. So very grateful for this time together. So very grateful for the communion of individuals that are present here today and live streaming. And in this sense of absolute gratitude, knowing my word is complete and now fulfilling itself, I release, I let go, I let God, and I let it be. And together we say, and so it is.
Great. Good morning. Good morning.
Morning.
So I want to, following up on Reverend Michael Torfey's message in this treatment, but there's a greater idea that's coming through. So I want to have us all, even you who are joining us there online, on live streaming, to join it, because I think we all know this song by Ricky Byers, and it is a time where this greater something is wanting to be birthed through us, and the song then is "Use Me." A cappella. So if you know it, please join. Use me, oh God, I stand for you. And here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. First verse is, I used to think that God was the Son, God is the Son, but God's so much more than the earth or the stars are all of creation. God is creator, all and all, needing us to shine His light as me, as you so use me. Oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. All that I'm saying is, command my hands. What must they do? Command my life. It's here for you. God is the love that heals all creation. God is creator, makes all things new. And God needs us to shine his light as me, as you so use me. Oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do. Thank you. Good morning.
And for today's announcements, our guest artist today is Eugene Holden.
Thank you.
And if people want to know more about you, is there a website or someplace?
Yes, EugeneHolden.net. If you want to contact me via email, it's Eugene@EugeneHolden.net. Drop me a line.
All right, thank you, Eugene. So today's title is Evaluate, Activate, Appreciate, Radiate. And the reading for today is for the Inward Journey by Howard Thurman. And if you use Facebook and you have your cell phones out, check in and then silence them, please. And if you're online and you have your Facebook up because you're watching us that way, check in online. If you shop on Amazon and you're not donating to a charity while you shop, check out Center for Spiritual Living North Metro. So you go to smile.com or smile.amazon.com and put in Center for Spiritual Living North Metro as your charity. And then every time you shop, we'll get paid too, and it won't cost you anymore. We're thanking Anthony Pritchard, who's here today.
Yes.
And he is teaching us how to use all of these amazing new tools that are just a little bit over my head still, but we're doing it. We're getting better at it, and we're excited to have everybody here. I also want you to know that there are prayer requests in your program for those of you here. And if you're online, you can go to our website, cslnorthmetro.org, and fill out a prayer request there, and we'll get that and respond to you that way. Okay. Affirmations. So, is everybody ready?
Yes.
I breathe in life-sustaining good, releasing all that is not serving me. Divine light shines in, through, and as every fiber of my being. Right now, my consciousness expands and rises with joy and grace. I accept my oneness with all life and beauty that comes with it. All relations in my life support my highest expression. I am divinely protected and loved by the universe, and so it is. Today's reading, again, is For the Inward Journey by Howard Thurman. Keep fresh before me the moments of my high resolve. Despite the dullness and barrenness of the days that pass, if I search with due diligence, I can always find a deposit left by some form of radiance. but I had forgotten. At the time, it was full-orbed, glorious and resplendent. I was sure that I would never forget. In the moment of its fullness, I was sure that it would illumine my path for the rest of my journey. I had forgotten how easy it is to forget. There was no intent to betray what seemed so sure at the time. My response was whole, clean, authentic. But little by little, there crept into my life the dust and grit of the journey. Details, lower-level demands, all kinds of cross-currents, nothing momentous, nothing overwhelming, nothing flagrant, just wear and tear. If there had been some direct challenge, a clear-cut issue, I would have fought it to the end and beyond. In the quietness of this place, surrounded by the all-pervasive presence of God, my heart whispers, keep fresh before me the moments of my high resolve, that in my fair weather or foul, in good times or in tempests, in the days when the darkness and the foe are nameless or familiar, I may not forget that to which my life is committed. Keep fresh before me the moments of my high resolve. Mm-hmm.
This is one of those moments where we're learning technically how to do this whole thing. And we just ask your patience.
Well, while we're learning technically, this is Darlene. Can you hear me and see me?
We can.
Yes.
Oh, all right, great.
Welcome. We've missed you.
I don't know why it disconnected, but it did.
That reading is so true.
It is.
Yeah, strong resolve, and then all of a sudden,
Yeah.
Oh, so what's that?
Sheila.
When you're down and troubled and you need a helping hand and nothing is going right. Close your eyes and think of me, and soon I will be there to brighten even your darkest night. You know the song. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Oh, winter, spring, summer, and fall. All you got to do is call, and I'll be there. Got a friend. If the sky above you should turn to dark and clouds, and that old north wind should begin to blow, keep your head together and call my name out loud. Soon I'll be knocking on your door. You just call out my name, and you know whatever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you got to do is call, and I'll be there, yeah, yes. Hey, ain't it good to know that you've got a friend? People can be so cold. They'll hurt you and desert you. They'll take your soul if you let them. But don't let them. You just call out my name, and you know whatever I am, I'll come running to see you again. You know about the winter, spring, summer, or fall. All you got to do is call, and I'll be there, yeah, yes. You got a friend, oh yes. You got a friend, it's time to reach out. You got a friend now, yes. You got a friend, oh yeah. You got a friend.
Eugene Holden, we thank you for that.
Thank you.
And all you out there, you got a friend in us. I was just thinking how sweet it is to have living room ministry. That we're all gathered here in the living room and you in your home space, and we're able to talk and communicate and really celebrate life together. And if you're liking what's going out in Neverland out there in the cosmos,
Or everywhere
land or whatever, we're inviting you to invite other people to join us on Sundays and celebrate life in the most special way. Hi, Gilbert.
That's Darlene.
Oh, it's Darlene.
I'm in church. I'll call you back later.
I love it.
I'm in church. So we're all celebrating
I
together.
love it.
So here we are, living life in an interesting time where things are changing rapidly. We're seemingly separated from each other, but there's something much greater happening for all of us. And we get to ride the tide to find out where it's going to take us. But what I know is that it's always good and very good, that God never lets us down, and that we're always sustained and maintained by that higher power that dwells within each one of us. And this is a time where we're called on to have more faith. Today is evaluate, activate, appreciate, and radiate. I want to start off with evaluate. And in this teaching, we've broken down the realms of consciousness into 4 stages. And I'd like to share those, or we'd like to share those 4 stages with you. And the first stage, this is a stage that I know not one religious science person engages in, but we still have to say what it is. And that's the victim stage, or the to me stage. And that's where a person thinks that there's something outside of him or herself that is keeping them from expressing or becoming their fullness, that there's an outside force that is holding us back or doing something to us. And in this stage, there is no will.
So, I know Reverend Michael said that none of us religious scientists are in this stage. But we're going to talk about all the stages. And what I know for myself is I can be in the highest stage while I'm meditating. And then as things go on throughout the day, I can go through all of them. Like, so in a day, there are places where I catch myself feeling like a victim. Sometimes it's when I'm watching the news. Sometimes when it's somebody does something I don't like, or something doesn't go right, or, it's like blame it on the computer, or blame it on, it's not me, I didn't do that thing. Obviously I did. So I think to just be aware of where we are in the moment, like, oh, this is that stage where I think I don't have any power. This is that stage where I think people have power over me and can do things to me. And then we can do like the reading says, and remember those moments of high resolve. Remember who we came here to be. Remember what it is that we're doing and what our work is. And then we can just, we don't have to castigate ourselves or do anything. We can just let that go and move back into a higher state of being where we're happier and more joyful and more comfortable.
And the way to get to that stage is move into the law or the by me stage. And that's where our practice comes in that we get to use. And in the by me stage, we use prayer, affirmations to declare what we want to be in our life. There's a lot of stuff going on because of the virus, and we get to choose that it doesn't have power over me. I can still be my total self. I can still express in the way I want, and I can back that up through prayer and affirmations. I can declare the truth for myself in any given moment and know that it's so, because here we are all together, and we're alive, and we're living, and everything's good. In this stage, it's your will be done. And we get to practice these teachings by doing these teachings. And
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 it can be my way and I'm doing my thing, and so I'm so high I won't get this virus, but I still, I'm living my life, and I am knowing that as I'm thinking, so is it done. I still can't walk out in front of a bus because there's also the things that are just going on. I'm not the only one manifesting. And so even while we're saying, okay, well, I'm not going to get that virus, and I'm not this and I'm not that because I have the law, we still have to use common sense. So that's why we're doing all the things that we're doing and having a small meeting and learning how to do all of this online and touch all the people out there, because we can be in community together even when we're not together. I have been in contact with so many people that I knew other places that I've lived lately that I hadn't seen for a long time and didn't even know where they were. And all of a sudden we're having conversations. So it's an exciting, it's like we talked about last week, danger, opportunity, danger, opportunity. So the opportunity is we can learn absolutely new ways of doing things and being, and we can flub ourselves up along the way because I'm still not very good at it. And we get better every week, and we attract more friends, and we can be with more and more and more people and still be in community. We're just doing it a little different way.
well said,
Yeah.
Valerie. So the third stage is conduit stage, or the through me stage. And this stage is where we practice meditation, open it up to be receptive. And it's also where we use the visioning process, where we open up to God's divine vision for our lives and for the life of the planet. And this stage is what they call Christ consciousness stage, because it's moving through us, not us using it, but it using us. So we open up to a greater yet to be by opening ourselves up to divine spirit. And then spirit gets to talk to us and give us revelations. And really, we're here to be open to God. Right, Valerie?
It's also called intuition.
Intuition.
We've talked about all those little times when you're going along your way and you get this sudden, oh, I should do this instead. Or, oh, I should do that. That's being open to spirit. And so it's little things like that that what we teach is always, always, always listen to your intuition, because when you get those little hits, sometimes you don't know, because that thing that would have happened had you not listened to your intuition didn't happen because you did. And sometimes you do know. Just one little tiny example. I remember one day I'm rushing out the house and I'm going to work, and I'm working at the what was then the Global Heart Spiritual Center in Grand Junction, and Spirit said, "You should get your camera." And I said, "I'm really already running late, and I never need." I think that was the day that Reverend Michael and Ricky Byers showed up. Reverend Michael Beckwith and Ricky Byers showed up. And who didn't have her camera? Big reminder to always listen to her intuition. But it can also be bigger things, like while we were in Fresno still, Spirit said to me that I was opening a center in Grand Junction. I mean, in Thornton, where we live now, right here. I knew exactly the place. Yes. And then we got here, and so things happened, and Michael had to have surgery, and we couldn't find a place to live, and blah, blah, blah. One day we're at the Center for Spiritual Living in Castle Rock, and I get one of these. I mean, it was very physical. It's like, now. You're opening that center now. And so I started the paperwork right then. I got hold of, happened to be the minister of Castle Rock, Julie Lovato, who had to help me with all of the paperwork. And how wonderful was that? I'm sitting in her center when the lightning bolt hits me, and she's the one that gets to help me through all the paperwork. And so here we are. And so that's that place where every time we're open and we get the little tiny things and the great big things and the things where all of a sudden you look at the sunrise and it's just so much more glorious than it's ever been. That's Spirit right there, right where we are. And that's when we're getting that download.
Mm-hmm. And then there may be some moments in your life, past or present, where you've experienced this last stage, and it's the enlightened stage. And that's the stage that's as me or as God. And you don't have to do anything. You don't have to pray, although it's important to pray. You don't have to meditate. You don't have to do anything. You're just in this enlightened, open stage. I remember quite a few years ago when I was fresh in my study and ministry, that I got a call to go to Sedona. And I was married at the time, not to my wife here, but to somebody else. And I went to Sedona, and all this stuff started happening. I hiked up into what they called vortexes, and I was pulled to go to different places and do different things. I had a fire walk. All these things were happening, and I didn't have to do anything. It was working as me. God was there as me, and it was such an enlightened time that when I went home, I went right back to the first stage, the victim stage, because my whole life fell apart. Divorce, bankruptcy, near bankruptcy, just being behind my taxes, and all this stuff was happening. And what's going on? Anyway, I had this enlightened moment, and it didn't stay. But like Howard Thurman said, resolve to keep those moments in your life, because if you can remember those moments, and you can actually have a feeling tone of those moments, then it can get you through anything. And mostly it did. It brought me all the way through ministerial school and to this moment in life. So having evaluated where you are in any given moment consciously, we want to move into activating stuff in our life. And I came up with 3. We want to activate upscaling our practice, because we may be in a routine where we wake up in the morning and we meditate. We may pray. We may do whatever you're doing in your practice, and it's all good. But you might want to, especially during this time, you may want to up-level it, take it to another level by praying more often. They don't have to be like huge prayers. For me, a prayer is, God is, I am. And if I get unconscious and fall a little back into the victim stage, I can just move into God is, I am, no matter what I'm doing, whether I'm washing dishes or vacuuming the house or whatever it is. I can just repeat that God is, I am, to know the truth for myself, and to have many meditations during the day. I remember when I first started working at Agape a long time ago, they had a little chime that was set up that would go off every hour. Remember that?
Yep.
Eugene?
Yep.
It'd go off every hour. And everybody that was on staff would close their eyes and just spend 1 minute in the silence, just connecting to that inner self. And when that minute's up, you're ready. You've been refreshed. So, you want to say anything else, Paxton?
Well, I actually wanted to talk just for a minute about the fourth stage, because
Okay.
he talked about a big example, but I think we have smaller examples. I can remember meditating one day, and I was kind of new at it at the time, and all of a sudden, just for a moment, I felt the timelessness of everything, and I saw it all as me and me as everything, and all of it all happening at the same time. Just for that moment, I was just so aware of how it really is. And it was, I mean, it was just a tiny little moment. It was just in my meditation, but I think we have those little moments that sometimes we're busy, sometimes I'm busy, and I don't take the time to really appreciate that. Oh my gosh, I just had one of those. I had one of those watching the sunrise the other day. You know, it's like, it can be just such small things that really, really remind us who we all really are. And I want to talk about the spiritual practice. For me, meditating is a really nice thing, and I really like that. But I can meditate while I'm cooking. I mean, it's like, for me, that's meditation. Gardening is really meditation. It's like I get my hands in that dirt, and I have live plants, and I'm watching things grow, and I know I'm going to have a nice garden. I'm going to have pretty flowers, and you can go outside and see the 200 bulbs I planted a few years ago starting to come up. For me, that's as good a meditation as sitting. And I'm not saying don't do the other thing. I'm just saying that's not the only way to meditate. So if some of you or all of you have a different practice than that, that's painting, writing, reading, so many ways.
Sometimes even cleaning.
Cleaning. You know, it all can be.
Sometimes.
You know, and the monks talk about washing the dishes.
Mhm.
You know, there's a thing they say that I can't remember right now, but it all is. It can be. It's just like, where's our mind in it? Is it, or is it, wow, you know, I get the experience of cooking this food so that we can eat, and I get the experience of washing these dishes because we have this nice, warm, safe place where we all are right now, keeping ourselves. I mean, we have so much to be grateful for. And just in that place of gratitude. And that's that too.
So the second thing to activate that I came up with is activating our patience. There's a lot of people that are stuck in their home and maybe watching the news or thinking about what's going on in the world, and this could really really get on your nerves, and you may get a little impatient with yourself, or if you're living with somebody else, impatient with that other person, and we're called upon to really activate that patience, because it's calling us to slow down. Everybody in this world has had to slow down. We're not as active as we are. We're not driving, going to work every day. Some of us have lots of activities that we can't do anymore. So Spirit is asking us to slow down. And how wonderful that is. Remember back to before this all happened, how you were constantly going, constantly doing things, and just wishing you had a little more time to slow down and just relax and be. Well, we've been given a gift, and we might as well take advantage of it and allow that slowing down to give you power to be more patient with your loved ones, with the world, with the people trying to govern the world. We're asked to be patient and to be loving.
And to also be grateful for all those people who still are working out there so that we can have food, so that we can order things online so that we don't have to go out. And so, they're out there working. We're all keeping ourselves safe here, and they're out there working so that we can do that. And so just appreciation and kindness for all of those people who are out there working and doing the things that they're doing so we can stay safe here. So to all of you who are delivering things, making things, opening the grocery stores, the drug stores, and all of the other places that are open, we honor you and we thank you. Thank you so much for doing what you're doing so that we can be doing what we are.
Amen.
So Reverend Valerie has moved into the last stage, which was appreciation. And there's that large appreciation for all the individuals that are out there making our lives a little bit easier. But there's still appreciations from things from our past that we may have forgotten about, and now we've slowed down. We can think about it and show appreciation for those things that have happened in my life. I appreciate every person that's ever been in my life, whether it was positive or negative. They both brought something to me that made me grow and become and learn something about myself that was meaningful. I'm appreciative of my family, especially my mother, for allowing her body to bring me into this planet and live this life and to meet the people I've met and to become a minister and to do all the things that I loved in my life, from baseball to once seeking to be an actor, to all those things in my life. I'm so appreciative. There's so much to be appreciate in our everyday life, that we have a home, that we can open our home to people out in wherever they are listening to us, and the people here. We have friends. We've had those pets that have been in our life that we can appreciate. I can think of a number of dogs that were in my life that brought me so much love, and there's so much to appreciate in life. So if we focus in on those things that we're grateful for, then we can change the consciousness from victim, maybe slip moments into enlightenment, but for the most part, being in the through me stage, that God is working through me.
So while we're talking about grateful, I'm grateful for the ambulance drivers and the hospital staff that is going to be taking care of my mother, who's on the way to the hospital right now. So thank you, Brother Mark, for letting me know, and thank you, Brother Robin, for being there with her, and thank you to everyone who's taking care of her.
So as individuals, right now we're really needed in this world.
Yes.
And there may be times that you think that there's nothing you can do, but that's a false belief, because there's lots that you can do. You can go through these stages of evaluating where you are, of activating the presence of God in your life through whatever means that you do that, to being appreciative for being able to be here, for being able to watch us through, it's kind of magical. Somebody said, we can be everywhere. It's kind of like God. We're everywhere present. We're here, we're out there, and it's all okay. And to really be in that stage of appreciation.
And I appreciate Anthony Pritchard for teaching us all how to do this. And people can get a hold of you at anthonypritchard.com, because there's a really lot of people who need to know how to connect better, and a lot of small centers and a lot of businesses and a lot of places that we have a real opportunity. And Anthony told me this morning that he's been ready for this for 10 years. And so we're so grateful to you for
Yes.
bringing us into this possibility of doing this. So if you're looking for somebody, you're looking for Anthony.
Yes, you are.
Yes.
All right.
And we appreciate our
We
musician,
do appreciate our
Yeah.
musician.
Eugene, Holden, and all those musicians that come and visit us. And I appreciate the 4 people that are here today because they stepped up and stepped out and came here to be in our living room and to share with the world what we represent. That we do represent a magnificent teaching that can change the world and can change each person's life in such a phenomenal way. I know it's changed my life, and
Wow,
I've seen the changes in your life, and
yes.
I've seen the changes in the lives of people that that have gone through classes with us or have been part of our ministry in the different places we've been. And I'm so grateful to be here and to spread this word. So I'm inviting you to step into your power and be the realm of consciousness that connects with all the people around the world who are holding the highest and best for this world to be. For whatever that's going to be, there's a divine plan, and I know that we are part of it and we can influence it. Yes.
I would just say that today at 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, that we have been all invited, the whole world, to be together and lift our minds, our hearts up in spirit, to spirit, with the purpose of being in prayer, in mindfulness, awareness, holding the space, manifesting and being grateful for the abundance that we have. There's a worldwide call out for this. And
At 2 p.m. what time?
2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time.
2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Just take a moment or a few moments
Yeah.
and close your eyes and turn within and just hold the highest vision for our planet and for all the people on the planet. That's something you can do immediately. Thank you, Kim. Thank you for that. And you have anything else you want to say? I guess we're complete and feel good about this. Let us pray for what we're talking about. Once again, I recognize God as our power, God as our life, God as the infinite and eternal creator. God is the creator, the creation, and the creativity. But God is so much more than I could ever imagine or even say. But I know that God is, and that's all that there is. God is what created this planet and all the life that's on it. God is what created the universe and everything that's within it. But I know God is life, my life, Reverend Valley's life, and the life of all the individuals in this room, and all those that are watching through the stream. I know this day is the day that God has made, and I rejoice in it. I claim for every life on this planet that there's something moving through each individual that brings their soul to a higher place. It brings their heart to an opening that serves the planet. I know that all those that are governing this planet, even those we may disagree with, make the right decisions, do the right thing for humanity. I know that as humanity expands and grows into its greater yet to be, that we ride the tide and surf our way into greatness. I know each person here is a divine emanation of the Most High, and as they live their life at the highest realm, they bring their gifts to this world to make a difference. I send out love and light to Reverend Valerie's mother as she makes this journey through realizing her wholeness beyond whatever's going on in her body temple. We surround her with light and love, knowing the perfection that she is. And knowing that each person that serves her in any way, whether it's a doctor or a nurse or technician, or even the individual that cleans her room, does it in the highest manner that backs her life and fulfills what she is there for. I take a moment now, and for each person listening to this prayer, just claim something for yourself inwardly and for the planet, or for whatever you want to claim. Knowing each desire that has been thrown into the mix of this prayer is already manifesting in each person's life, I give thanks. Thanks for this day. Thanks for the opportunity to share these wonderful teachings. Thankful for this home that I have. Thankful for my precious wife, Reverend Valerie. Thankful for each person here in this room. Thankful for those that couldn't make it. Thankful for those that are watching on the stream that we're sending out. Thankful for life itself. My heart is filled with absolute gratitude and thanksgiving as I now can let go, releasing the word into the love, into the law, knowing it is done. We all together say, and so it is.
One of my favorite songs, and it's so apropos for these times. And in Reverend Michael's prayer, kept saying, God is, God is. So here is God is. God is where I stand. God is standing strong where I live. God is breathing life in and out and through me as me, where I sing. God is where I dance. Joy lifts my feet where I sing. God is going free in and out and through me as me, where I cry. God is the faith you need, where I doubt. God is the comfort there, where I seek. God is the answer, here and now, forever and ever and ever, where I speak truth is, and where I work, love is my career, and where I play, God is playing boldly in and out and through me as me. Do 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 do. Where I am, where I stand, where I sing, Where I work and breathe and move and be, where I sing, where I dance, my dance, wherever I go, where I take and give and move and live. God is, peace is, joy is, God is.
Thank you again, Eugene. Our people here gave so generously. You want to say how the people out there can get?
Yes, you can go online to cslnorthmetro.org and give through PayPal. We're working on text to give, but I don't have that set up right now. So you can also call the number that is on our website, 720. I don't know what it is. And it is.
It's on the screen.
Okay.
It's on the screen.
And
Go, Anthony.
give me a call, and I can take credit cards. And so we're just really wanting to keep this going and continue to have a musician every week. And so we really appreciate your donation so that we can do that. And we're just so grateful for your presence here today.
So we ask you to shine your light by holding your hands up and moving energy towards these gifts and towards your intention of giving. So together we say, thank you, Spirit.
Thank you, Spirit.
Thank you, Spirit.
Thank you for this opportunity of giving.
Thank
you for this opportunity of giving.
We send these gifts out into the world,
We send these gifts out into the world,
knowing they bless many people,
knowing they bless many people,
uplift the planet,
uplift the planet,
and bring back to us joy and fulfillment.
and bring back to us joy and fulfillment.
It is done,
It is done.
and so we let it be,
And so we let it
and so it is.
So it is.
Thank
And we
you.
also take checks that you could just mail to the address on the website.
So, this is the time where we open up the floor to discussion, and we would love for those who, I only see one person on.
Right, but all of the people that are on Facebook can now move to Zoom and join us in the discussion. And I'm guessing the Zoom number is up there for them to look at, right?
There you go. This is a chance. So the floor is open for anybody that wants to share.
Can you turn your volume back on?
I'm going to do that. Use my face right in your face, darling.
I see it.
Okay, I'm gonna turn it around so you can see the people that are here. Let's see, Kim's over there
I
too.
see everyone.
Hi, darling.
Hi, okay. So what's on everybody's mind